Hi, welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. My name is Sera Doğramacı, and I'm Ice Hockey Australia's goaltender development manager. And today with me, I have Tiffany Hsu, who is a goaltender for Chinese Taipei and plays for the Buffalo Beauts in the NWHL. Welcome, Tiffany.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you today. We have exciting stories to share, I'm sure. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. How did you get involved in hockey?
So at first I started learning how to rollerblade at this club, and so the club had a roller hockey team at the time, and my brother actually started playing before me, and because the club owner keeps telling me like, oh, you're too young, like wait a couple of years, and that's when I was just like watching my brother play. I'm like, I want to play hockey, and that's how I really got into it.
How old are you?
I was like 8.
Yeah, okay. So was it a growing sport at the time, roller and the ice scene in Chinese Taipei?
So I actually didn't started playing ice hockey until a few years later because we didn't really have any ice rink around where I grew up.
Oh,
And even right now we only have like one standardized ice rink, like a standard ice rink in the whole country. So yeah, I wasn't able to play ice hockey growing up. So I started with roller hockey.
that's pretty cool. So when did you transition to being a goalie and why did you choose to be a goalie?
I transitioned into a goalie around 10,
Okay.
and that's just because like nobody on the team wants to play goalie, and then so they asked like, oh, who wants to volunteer, and I was like, oh, I'll do it. So
And then you stayed there ever since.
yeah, well, there was a short period of time I switched out, and then kept going back to it.
You made a good
Love it.
choice.
Just love
You get hooked, right? Okay, so then playing ice hockey as a goalie in Chinese Taipei, with the one standardized rink, what kind of opportunities did you have available to you?
Well, so the practice time for us usually like it has to be off hour of the ice rink business hour. So
Right.
and there are so many different teams. We have club team, we have people with like speed skating, and we have people who do like figure skating, and all of us were like fighting for the time slots that's like outside of the business hours. So we have this like kind of like a lottery system.
Okay.
So basically like sign up, put your name in, saying like you want this ice slot, and then they like draw your name. So basically, if you don't get draw, you don't get ice for like that semester.
Is that done weekly or?
No, it's done like at the beginning of every term, and then if you
Right.
don't draw, you don't get ice for that term. So like,
So then what do you do?
so I mean, you're lucky if you go for those like times that nobody wants, like oh like 6 a.m. like nobody wants those times. So those are you're more likely to get. But like if you're not lucky, you don't get any ice. So yeah, we're lucky if we get to practice like once a week.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Like it's interesting how I should say
Yeah.
it. Okay, so then are there goalie coaches in Chinese Taipei? Is there specific coaching available for you guys?
Um, right now, there most of the goalie coaches now are just like adults who are on the national team.
Okay.
We really have like specific goalie coaches.
So then how did you develop your skills?
So I was lucky enough when I was starting out, I had a goalie coach back home.
Okay.
He's from Canada, and he's back in Canada now, and he was really good. And he built up my fundamentals and everything.
Awesome. That's cool. Okay, so then from there you went and did high school in Canada, correct?
Correct.
So how did that even come about? It's just like, did your family move with you? Did you go on your own? Was there something in place for you?
I went on my own. So I went to a showcase in Canada, and I got scouted, and I got several offers from different school, and I decided to go to Stansted College in Quebec.
Okay.
And it was a boarding school, a prep school, so I went by myself.
Nice. How was that for you? Was that first time
It
like
was,
sort of away from home or?
yes, it was my first. I was 15. It was the first time I was away from home by myself. But I love it. I love everything about it.
What kind of well, I guess specifically to hockey, what kind of experiences did you have, like aside from the facilities?
Oh yeah, yeah, great ice rink over there. They built a new one like my second year there. So we had like a brand new ice rink. We all have dressing rooms. Like we get to keep our stuff in dressing room, and it was like college level dressing room. It was amazing. The facility was great. Um, yeah, and like we get to practice. I get to practice every day of the week. And then we travel on the weekends. So yeah, I miss that a lot. It's just being able to travel with the team.
Just living and breathing hockey, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like you go to school and every day after school you go straight to a rink and then you have off ice and then you have on ice,
So
It's
cool.
great.
So, okay, then from there, what happened beyond high school?
So I went to RIT for college. So I actually didn't play college hockey. Like RIT has a NCAA D1 team.
Okay,
Um, I didn't get any offer. I came in as kind of like the fourth goalie on the team.
okay,
So it's really like a walk on, but it was like a very tough situation. Like the fourth goalie, we have three new ones coming in. So and I was the fourth one. So they were like, I mean,
yeah.
we don't really need you. So yeah, I wasn't with the team for really long, and I honestly didn't think I could handle the schoolwork
Okay.
and D1 anyway, but I also didn't think I was good enough. So
I'm sure you are good enough. So, okay, so what were you studying in college then?
mechanical engineering.
Oh, nice. Go, see, I always say goalies are smart. We're an
Yeah.
intelligent breed.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so still doing the degree or finished now?
I finished with my master's and my bachelor's from RIT.
Nice. So are you working now as a
I
mechanical
am working.
engineer or
Yes.
what? I'm so intrigued. What kind of fun stuff are you doing?
Solid mechanic fun for me. Yeah, I do all kind of stuff. Mostly hockey. I mean, I love playing. I don't ever say no to playing hockey. I got people texting me, like sending me message or like emailing me and asking like, "Hey, we need a goalie. Do you want to play?" I'm like, "Yes." I don't
Yes,
ever say
absolutely.
no. I do all kinds of stuff on my free time when I'm not playing hockey. Like, I play video games. I do, school stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, school does need to come first at some point. Okay, so then beyond college or was it after college or within college when NWHL came about for you?
So NWHL started when I was in college,
Okay.
but it's so they have a rule in there like you can't play unless you have your college degree, basically.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So,
So I waited basically after I finished school to pursue this role.
all right. So how did you pursue it? How did it all come about? Like it's not every day that you hear a goalie from Chinese Taipei now plays in the NWHL.
Yeah. So it was so basically after I got caught from like the college hockey, there was like a period of time I wanted to give up because it was just like I was like freshman year, new to here, I didn't know anyone. So I don't know where to find hockey. And I was playing briefly in this like intramural league at school, but there are like a lot of people there just like don't know how to skate. And so I went from playing like the highest level of hockey to playing like the lowest level of hockey. And then I was just like, it's not for me. So I stopped playing for like 6 months and I was like really thinking about like giving up.
Hmm.
And then that's when one of the person I met, she actually said she was playing like with this travel team, like local travel team. And then I started playing with that travel team. And that's where I met Courtney Kunichika,
Okay.
who and Courtney Carnes. They were former Buttes.
Okay.
I met Courtney Kunichika in school when I was with the team, but we didn't really interact until I was playing for this travel team. And then that's when I realized, like, hey, maybe it's a role for me. Like, I can pursue this. Like, I mean, my dream was playing in NCAA, but that didn't happen. So, and then I was like, maybe I can try, going for the pros.
Yeah.
And then the team ended up folding because we didn't have enough player, and that's when we merged with a team from like North Carolina. And that's when I met Colleen Murphy and Willie Nichols. And so Colleen played for the Buttes and she played for Connecticut and Riveters after. But she was the one that really pushed me. She told me, she was like, Tiff, you're good enough. Like, go for it. I like would love to see you playing for, and one of the WHL team. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to go for it. And then she gave me contacts of the GMs and the coaches. And so I email all of these GMs and tell them my situation and tell them like, hey, I want to play. And then they sent me the free agent camp or like the tryout dates and be like, just come try out. We'll take a look at you. Yeah.
And then it all just fell into place. So what's it been like, the experience with the Buttes and WHL? Like, it's obviously, well, I would think that it's vastly different to what you had growing up in Chinese Taipei, but what are the differences, or are there any similarities at all?
Well, it's definitely different. Like, you're playing pro, we don't get this kind of support where I'm from. You have your own ice rink, you have your own dressing room, and then you have equipment manager and trainer dedicated to you. That's not the kind of thing we have. We only have that if we go to Worlds and stuff. And even when we go to Worlds, we don't have an equipment manager. We have to take care of our own equipment.
Which is a good skill to have, looking after your own equipment.
Yes and no. You have those like 18-year-old girl going away from home. You're like, oh wait, I forgot this. Like, you can't help them sometimes. Yeah, so it's different in that sense. And we have like playing for NWHL, we have sponsorship and all that, and you have to, always this is now like your profession.
Yeah.
So you carry yourself like professionally on and off the ice type of thing. So that part is very different.
Are there a lot of, I guess, internationals, as in beyond North America, or even just from minor hockey countries that play in the NWHL?
We have last season there was a girl from Kazakhstan playing for the Riveters. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely doable. It's not like it's just limited to North Americans or the main European countries, right? So yeah, if you're good enough, of course you can make it.
Yeah, they're usually all welcome. Like, yeah, it's good in terms of publicity and stuff. So
that's awesome.
So they're definitely more. There's a couple of like European players, and then Nana Fujimoto from Japan. She was playing for the Riveters for a bit. So
that's so cool. I love that this is all come about. Since the time that I started, none of this existed. So it's wonderful to see just how much the women's game is growing globally. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's good to see like kids, they can look at us and be like, there's something beyond, college hockey.
Right.
For them. Yeah.
So then, okay, so let's take it back to World. So for a country like Chinese Taipei that hasn't essentially had a long hockey history. So with you, according to the stats that I could find, was 2014 the first time you played for your country? So Challenge Cup of Asia? Right,
and 2014 was the first time we've had a women's team.
That's so awesome. So what are we, 6 years ago, first time a team came about. So Challenge Cup of Asia, which in your first year, by the way, 4 games, 100% save percentage, so nothing went past you.
Right.
And then the following year, just, casual 944, no big deal. And then World qualifiers where you won gold. So the first year that the team entered into the world stage, basically. So for
Right.
qualifiers, win gold, you finish on a 963, no big deal. Go up to Div 2 Group B, so the next level up, and you guys come away with the silver. Like that's a massive jump. And then the year after, you win that division.
Right.
So aside from obviously your goaltending talent, because like consistently over 90%, like even at the last, obviously didn't play this year, but last year, the last season, win the gold, best goalie of the tournament, best player Chinese Taipei, and 85 shots on for only 2 goals against is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But the other end need to be scoring goals as well to get the team through. So,
right.
What's been happening in Chinese Taipei for the team in such a short space of time to excel so rapidly?
I think it's just we've been ready. We've had players who are ready, and we're ready to take on like the big stage. But we never really have a chance. Like there weren't a team for us.
Okay.
So I think we have several players that's been playing. They're good. They're decent, and but we're never given the chance to do so.
Right. So now you've got the opportunities. You just go and take them.
Right. And now you can see in their like you can see in them like they have the heart, and because we never had this, and now we have a chance. And they worked so hard for now they actually have something to work for,
Yeah. Do you have are the majority of players at home, or do you have lots of players playing internationally as well? Like where are the skills predominantly coming from?
Home. I mean, I was the only one in international. We now just have another one who's also in the States, but she's not here for hockey. She's not here playing hockey.
Right.
But she's been our top scorer since we've had the team. So yeah.
That's impressive. And then I know there's the U18 women's team as well, and they keep excelling as well. So I guess the youth development of the sports, like when it comes to the time that you step away, there's going to be someone else taking your spot. Like it's going to be hopefully continuously getting better, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the hope. We certainly we're kind of have at that, because we're just starting out, and we're kind of at that point where we might actually have a gap in between, especially for under 18. Okay. So I think this coming up year for under 18, we're actually going to be short on players.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, the idea is hopefully us, like the adult team being there, and they see us, girls are gonna want to play hockey and work hard and be at where we but I mean, hockey is a hard sport. Like it will take time to develop skills and stuff. So
it's a late developing sport.
Just we can just hope for the best, because right now we're already at that point. We have a gap. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, hopefully that gap can be shortened a little on it, and it doesn't impact the national teams too much. Okay, so at the moment, with global pandemic, everyone's sort of being in the same situation. What are you doing at the moment? Are you back on the ice? Are you training? Have you had a significant break or anything?
So yeah, I'm playing right now. Because I started playing as soon as they open up the ice. So,
how long did you have off? How long was
it was about like 5 months off.
Were you doing anything in the meantime, or were you treating it as a break and an off season?
I mean, I was definitely taking some time to do some more like stretching and just to relax my muscle. But I was doing a lot of workout,
Okay.
just like training on my own. And it's funny because a lot of people, when I first went on ice, and people were like, "Oh, I'm so out of shape. Like it's been like
But you
5 months."
weren't.
But I wasn't, and they're like, "You don't look out of shape at all." I was like, "Yeah, I was actually in like the best shape I could ever be because of all the workouts I was doing."
Good for
So
you. Well done.
yeah.
So okay, so now so yeah, back on the ice playing training is everything sort of back to normal in a way?
Um, for me, so my job, my company, we're like an essential business. So
Right.
I've actually never stopped going into work. So it actually didn't really affect me that much. I mean, just a regular, wear a mask, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
to me, it's never been like not normal.
Fair enough. It's all good.
Well, besides the fact that I can't play hockey, but
Well, I mean there is that, but we're all battling
right.
through that. Um, thank you so much for this chat. There's a lot of insight in there, and I think you're just living proof that you can make it coming from a minority hockey country in such a short space of time. If there's something you want to pursue, you can absolutely do it. So I wish you all the best for the future, for back to playing games, for back to playing high level hockey.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen at Worlds, but I do genuinely wish you all the best, and I look forward to seeing all the exciting successes that are to come your way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.